You're watching News 4 San Antonio.
Why? I want to know why.
A mother tries to get answers from the sheriff's department regarding her son's death, what investigators are saying about that case. And a live look tonight at Memphis, Tennessee, where they are commemorating the 50th anniversary of the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr. We'll take a look at other events going on around America today in just a few minutes. But happening right now, the city of Alamo Heights is taking steps to hopefully avoid any conflict with Second Amendment rights activists. Amanda Weber is live tonight with details on the more than 50-year-old ordinance that was removed today. Amanda?
Right now, Delane, anyone with a concealed carry handgun license can carry a loaded gun or shotgun down the streets of Alamo Heights without question. In just 5 minutes, the Alamo Heights City Council repealed a 55-year-old ordinance that did not allow anyone besides law enforcement to carry a loaded gun on their streets.
It's out of our purview to do anything because the state takes care of this, and they have changed. So we're just updating our stuff to what the state of Texas provides.
Just last week, the city of Alamos Park removed the same ordinance on their books. This followed after several people were arrested while protesting it, something Alamo Heights hopes to avoid.
It's unfortunate because none of those people are from San Antonio, and it's unfortunate that you want to force something on. Everybody's entitled to their rights. There's some people that don't like to be around guns. There's some people that feel nervous. And we live in such a quick society. We are more reactionary than take action on things.
We checked with the city of San Antonio, who also has this ordinance in place. They say state law supersedes it, so it's not enforced. They also say they've not had any and do not predict any issues in the future. Right now, folks advocating for Second Amendment rights have planned another protest here in San Antonio. That's planned for this weekend. Delane?
All right, Amanda, thank you. The San Antonio Fire Department is working on an active fire right now off Serralvo Street. Around noon today, the San Antonio Fire Department was called out to that structure fire. Strong winds caused the fire to spread to a nearby home. One person was inside that house at the time, but they made it out just fine. No injuries have been reported there. Right now, a mother is demanding answers after she says the Bexar County Sheriff's Office did not notify her after her son's murder. News 4 San Antonio's Ashley King joins us tonight with what she uncovered.
That murder happened here at the Long Branch Saloon. It's just 2 miles away from where the victim lived. And tonight, his mother tells me she had to come here to find out what happened to her son.
I'm very fed up.
The pain.
And I know right now I'm going through a storm.
That only a grieving mother.
And the dark clouds over my head.
Can understand.
He always told me, Mama, I'd never leave you from a kid. And after 47 years of his life, he never left me.
Mary Thomas is talking about her son, Lavelle Thomas, who she calls Junior. The 47-year-old lived at home to help his parents and spent his free time racing his truck and winning trophies with the San Antonio Raceway. But on Thursday, his life came to an end when he was shot and killed outside of a bar on Highway 87.
The hurt is still there. And it's going to take some time before it heals.
But there's something else adding to Thomas's pain.
I hope they would.
She says the Bexar County Sheriff's Office never notified her about her son's murder.
When he got shot, I heard it through a friend.
It took a trip to the scene, then to the hospital, and finally the medical examiner's office to find out that her son had been killed.
Instead of them reaching out to me, I had to try to find them and reach out to them for the questions that I need to know.
We reached out to the sheriff's office, and a deputy said in a statement that investigators have been in contact with Thomas since the night of the shooting. But Thomas says she never received a phone call until after we asked the sheriff's office about it, 5 days after the murder.
If it had been their mother instead of Junior's mother, how would they felt if somebody wouldn't have told their mother about them?
And the Bexar County Sheriff's Office tells me investigators are still following up any leads and tips involving this murder. If you know anything, you are asked to call 335-6000. Back to you.
Melissa Vega at the Live Desk. We are continuing to follow live pictures in Memphis tonight, honoring the legacy of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. We'll have more on that in just a moment. And also happening right now, we've been following a Medal of Honor motorcade. Let's show you some helicopter video. Hundreds of veterans and first responders are escorting 21 Medal of Honor recipients from the Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport to Gainesville, while onlookers are lining the route with patriotic signs and flags. This has become an annual tradition, by the way. Gainesville is hosting the annual parade for the recipients this weekend. By the way, the Medal of Honor is the highest military honor awarded for personal acts of valor above and beyond the call of duty. Back to you.
Making headlines tonight, 50 years ago today, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated outside his hotel room in Memphis, Tennessee. Today, the civil rights leader's life and legacy are being honored. In Memphis, tributes saluting King will take place in the courtyard of the Lorraine Motel, now home to the National Civil Rights Museum. In Atlanta, where King was born, members of his family will lay a wreath at his crypt. A silent march from the King Memorial to the National Mall and the Act to End Racism rally will all happen throughout the day today. And today, the world does remember Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. As we look back on his activism, his family says it's important to remember how relevant his message still is.
50 years ago, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated in Memphis. The world honors the life of the man who changed our country's conversation about race.
And that's the message, agape love, one community, one blood, one race. That's his message.
Half a century after he was killed, King's legacy can be felt in every corner of the nation and the world.
I am still in love with Dr. King. His message of hope, the inspiration that he gave so many young people like myself back in the segregated South.
The Lorraine Motel in Memphis, where Dr. King was shot, is now the site of a National Civil Rights Museum. And a new exhibit is opening, showcasing the impact of his legacy. His daughter, Bernice, says the message he preached then is just as relevant and needed today.
My mother used to always say that if we are going to really create the beloved community, there's no escaping Martin Luther King Jr.
His family says his theme of unity is something that can overcome even the sharpest divisions.
My uncle, one of my favorite quotes, we must learn to live together as brothers, and I added sisters, or perish together as fools. And if we work together, we won't perish. And I believe that.
I'm very excited about the future. Even though there seems to be toxicity, we can get past toxicity. We are a great nation. We can, we must, and we will do better.
Dr. King was just 39 years old when he died, but across the country, his work continues. At the National Civil Rights Museum in Memphis, the concept of unity will be exemplified at 7:01 Eastern Time, the exact minute King was shot. The National Civil Rights Museum in Memphis will begin ringing a bell, then hundreds of other public institutions and churches will follow along. And by 7:07, bells will ring around the world, each bell ringing 39 times, one for every year of his life. And here in San Antonio, St. Paul United Methodist Church is remembering the Reverend in their own way. A service for commemorating a call to action in keeping Martin Luther King Jr.'s dream alive.
There are many injustices in our country, and no one can sit on the sideline. We all need everybody to be a part of the solution.
Well, St. Paul stands in solidarity with the other events happening across the nation today. The church spent 1 hour talking and encouraging visitors to take action in the community. They also reminded people about the spirituality that went behind Mr. King's work. Just ahead tonight, you're not the only one who's frustrated when you go through the airport security. In consumer news tonight, the website This Is Insider talked to TSA agents to find out what really rubs them the wrong way. Topping the list, travelers who don't listen or ignore rules. They say following instructions will make the line go a lot faster. Another pet peeve of theirs, a lot of TSA agents say travelers who do everything at the last minute really bugs them, and people who pretend they don't know certain items won't pass through the scanner hold up the lines. Spring has arrived, and that means Rosa season, and Whole Foods is launching a massive sale on it coming up today. 12 bottles This is rosé. Yes, 12 bottles, including 2 trendy brands, were handpicked by the store's master. Will be included in this sale. The sale ends May 29th, so go out and get it. Just ahead tonight, $1 million worth of stuff was just seized by police. What they're saying about that investigation coming up next. Also, at 5, a heartwarming story on how a young teen impacted the city.
Certainly hope you have enjoyed the day today. Cooler, refreshing across the area. And you know what? Another cold front on the move. How this one will impact your weekend plans, your forecast. Coming up right after this.
Developing now, 3 men and a woman have been detained after a massive property crime bust at a warehouse just north of Leon Valley. Our Joe Galley shows us what was stolen and how police are now trying to get back thousands of tools to their rightful owners.
Police are saying this was a pretty significant property bust. Take a look at what's inside this bin. This is just the tip of the iceberg, and you can see these are some very high-end tools, which are very expensive. Inside the warehouse, about $500,000 worth of stolen merchandise that police believes the suspects were fencing. That means they were taking these stolen items, bringing it to this warehouse, and then selling them. The majority of those sales actually happening online. When I talk to people who are neighbors to this warehouse, they say they moved in just a couple months ago, thought it was a regular business, and they were even thinking of buying some tools themselves. Now police are going to spend a lot of time going through this evidence. They're even going to be checking the SKU numbers to see if they can return any of these tools to their rightful owners. Back to you.
Melissa Vega at the live desk happening right now. We have another live picture up honoring the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King. This is out of Washington, D.C. People honoring him there. We also have some new video just coming into our newsroom. A deadly car pileup. We're learning at least 54 people were injured and one person has been killed. This happened on a highway in central Chile. Police there say a crash between a bus and a truck sparked a chain reaction and 21 other vehicles were impacted. Right now, authorities there are investigating exactly what happened, but they believe the crash was caused by heavy fog. That's the latest from the live desk. Back to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Melissa. Gone but not forgotten. The city of San Antonio is remembering a hero, a 13-year-old who unfortunately lost his battle with cancer yesterday. Renee Santos has more on this little boy who really took so many people's hearts in this city.
Yeah, Damon impacted so many people right here in San Antonio, especially the men and women at the San Antonio Fire Department. Today I sat down with Chief Hood who talked about how much he's truly going to be missed.
When I think about Damon, I smile.
There was always something special about Damon Billick. San Antonio Fire Chief Charles Hood knew it from the moment they first met. They even grew a special bond.
He's a hero. He's an absolute hero, and it's an honor to call him my friend, and it's an honor for him to have been in love with firefighters and to be in love with this fire department.
Damon was a fighter, a true inspiration. His spirit and positive energy inspired the entire fire department. They worked together to repurpose an old fire truck bell into a cancer bell that's now inside University Hospital. Every time that bell rings, it signifies a child's completion of chemotherapy.
It makes me feel proud to be a part of that. And when you talk about legacy, it's like, how does a 12-year-old, 13-year-old kid have a legacy? And this kid does.
Damon often joked about becoming the first one-armed fireman. If there's one thing I learned, it's that he never let cancer defeat him. His strength will forever be remembered.
I'm a better person, I'm a better man, I'm a better father because of meeting somebody like this. And you never think in this platform of being a firefighter or being a fire chief that we impact so many people, but a lot of times you run into people in a 11-year-old boy when I met him that has impacted me. And I'll remember this kid for the rest of my life.
And Chief tells me the fire department is planning a full fire truck funeral procession in honor of Damon. Back to you.
Well, it was life on Easy Street here in San Antonio and around the area on this Wednesday. Hope you have enjoyed the day. There's our World Car weather camera. Look at that shot, the clean air. You can see, again, great visibility. You don't see the mugginess on the horizon line. Now, it's not life on Easy Street for everyone. If you are suffering from oak pollen. Look at that count, over 20,000 in today's allergy report here. And we are in the peak of oak season now for really the next couple of weeks. So it's going to take really till early May to get those values to come down a bit here. So hang on, it's going to be a little bit of a tough stretch here for the next 2 to 3 weeks. Meantime, here are the temperatures from 68 up in Bernie to 75 out there in the Del Rio. There's Uvalde at 70 degrees with low humidity. And as we work our way through the evening, as the sun lowers with that low humidity, we'll start to radiate some of the warmth of the afternoon and cool quickly. So you may want to opt for long sleeves. You're going out tonight. As the sun goes down, look at that temperature in the low 60s with the lower humidity, making it feel very crisp later this evening. We had a few showers that were able to hang on our far southern tier today. We couldn't quite get that push of drier air to scour them out, while the rest of the area was sunny with just a few clouds. Down south was a little bit of a different story. And as we head into tomorrow's forecast, cloud cover is going to surge back in across the area first thing in the morning. You notice a fair amount of cloudiness. Then we're going to start to get into some breaks of a little sun. The only exception to tomorrow's forecast for a rain chance is going to be in our eastern zone. I have a 20% chance of a sprinkle or a couple of showers. They may bubble up. Otherwise, the rest of the area, really a pretty good looking day. A little warmer, a little bit more mugginess tomorrow, trying to work back in. Friday looks to be a nice day, some early clouds and some sunshine in the afternoon. Notice the time here. I have paused this. Overnight, Friday night into Saturday morning. Next front comes in, chance for showers or a rumble of thunder right in the middle of the night. And then as it moves by, big drop in those temperatures of the 2 weekend days. Saturday more likely to be your indoor day. Perhaps as temperatures climb to 84 Friday, then tumble into the 60s Saturday. Now Sunday, that's the better day if you like it warm. We'll have the upper 70s to near 80 degrees, and then there's Monday back up to 86. Just a wild roller coaster ride here with our temperatures to round out this week into the upcoming weekend. Our 4-zone forecast tonight, we'll drop it back to 50 into the hill country. Nice cool night for you. Again, patchy clouds trying to build back into the area. Our 4-zone forecast tomorrow, afternoon highs, warmer day, 70s to low 80s out to the west. We'll look for the hill country up into the mid to upper 70s for a high temperature, partly sunny skies. To the east, again, you have a 20% chance of a shower. Temperatures 70s to low 80s, 78 San Antonio to about 80 into Tilden. Our 7-day forecast, again, nice weather next couple of days with a warm up. There's Saturday. Look at that drop in the temperature, 65. That's it in the afternoon. Then 79 on Sunday, 86 on Monday into a Tuesday. And then another chance for a shower thunderstorm middle of next week. Out west again, warming it up. Some nice weather here to round out our week. A little toasty there on Friday. Hill country looking good. Again, cool day on Saturday, warmer on Sunday, and also to the east. Looking ahead to that weekend, after a warm Friday, big drop in the temperature Saturday, and the sweatshirts are out.
Okay. Here we go again. Chris, thank you so much. All right, so the Spurs, what happened?
You know, they just had a really hard time winning on the road this year. They've always been a great road team, but last night, another road game means another road loss. What that means for the race in the West and a playoff spot next.
San Antonio ranks near the top when it comes to going green. How we stack up to other cities when it comes to using and providing solar energy. That's coming up tonight at 6. Well, just when Spurs fans thought it was safe to talk playoffs, the plot thickens, of course. Our Don Harris is here to sort it all out for us. Don, what's the latest now?
It's exactly what the Spurs told us could happen the other day. They beat good teams like Houston at home and then turn around and lose to the Clippers. The Spurs led most of the way, including a 10-point lead early in the fourth. Brent Forbes doing his part. But the Clippers are fighting for their playoff lives, and they played like it. Lou Williams knocking it down. Patty Mills hit a big three-pointer to give the Spurs a lead late, but the Clippers answered with just 3 seconds to go. Austin Rivers with the wide-open three. Manu had a chance to tie it late, but he steps out of bounds, and so the Spurs lose, the Clippers and Denver win, and it complicates the playoff picture yet again. The loss gives the Spurs 33 on the year, drops them to fourth place, from fourth to fifth rather, but look at that log jam. Anything can happen from 4 all the way through the Clippers at number 10. Anybody can get in, anybody can fall out with only 4 games left on the schedule. And it's right back on the horse tonight. Same arena, different team. The Spurs need 2 wins to guarantee a playoff spot with 4 games to play. They could get in with less, but they would need help. I'll tell you what, a win over the Lakers tonight would be helpful. And coming up at 6, more on the Spurs playoff picture. And it's about time for baseball season here in San Antonio. We'll meet the new missions coming up at 6 o'clock.
Sounds good, Don. Thank you. Coming up on News 4 San Antonio's evening break tonight, the federal government wants to help you fight back against scammers. The two agencies teaming up to provide you a new way to report tax-related scams.
Ahead for us tonight from Memphis, the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. 50 years after his assassination. Also, the new warning from the CDC of a so-called nightmare bacteria that kills up to half of those infected when we see you back here tonight.
And we're going to take you right where Lester was right now. This is Memphis, where they're remembering the life and legacy of Dr. King. This is at the Lorraine Motel turned National Civil Rights Museum after the assassination of Dr. King. Lots of festivities going on. Let's listen in.
What the world needs now, even more than love, is compassion, healing, and peace. Our next speakers, Dr. Omid Safi and Sister.
Beautiful day there in Memphis to honor Dr. King there. Wow, what a day. Lots of festivities and a lot of people out there. Really great show of support and honor for him. All right, back here at home, some nice temperatures, right?
Yes, well, yeah, if you didn't like today's weather, I had 2 complaints early today. It was too cold. So I understand it's not for everyone, but 70s and then the 80s by Friday.
Okay, we bounced back. Very good. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you back here.